guys, good morning. SmashweRx, Trev. It's about 5:30 in the morning. We got Nicole right over there watching me shoot a video. She's wondering exactly what I'm doing. She's waving at me. You can't see her, but she's pretty awesome doing some gymnastic stuff this morning. I said she's welcome to come and do the workout I'm gonna do. She said no. So we're gonna go over some more shoulder mobility. What a lot of people are having a hard time doing is punching those arms out straight overhead. We want, and let me get sideways so you can actually see. So instead of getting right overhead with that head through, they're doing this. And if you can see the difference, it's very subtle. I mean, we're up overhead versus this. And if you remember what I said about stacking with the spine, we have everything on top of each other. Same thing applies to the shoulder. Getting that arm overhead is critical to what we're doing because it gives us a lot more stability. There's a lot of stability in this position. There's very little when we're in this position. I'm not talking about the hollowed out, I'm talking about the shoulder being open. When the shoulder's all muted like this, what happens is you lose all that stability, gravity takes over, and trust me, if you've ever gotten under a snatch and that bar's been slightly forward, there's almost no way to recover that because gravity is going to wind up pulling you towards the ground, and gravity wins all the time. It's a lot stronger and faster than we are. So that being said, I'm going to show you how to recover a lot of that. There's a lot of components to this, so we're going to just address two right now and get everything loosened up in the shoulder, but it's a lot of the problem is in these two areas. So we have these two groups, two sets of muscle under here. We have the lat, which is that giant muscle here. Some of you guys, big giant lats, windy day, you wind up going hang gliding because they're so big. But underneath and right up in here is something called the teres minor. And that teres minor, it does that external rotation along with the lat as well as that pull. But that teres minor is a really small muscle. And what ends up happening is that teres minor gets glued to that lat, and they have different rates of pull. So that means that that lat is pulling really fast, and the teres, because it's shorter, is going to wind up pulling at, wind up pulling even faster because it has less distance to travel in the same amount of time. So I realize I just said a big mouthful. Lat pulls at one speed, teres pulls at another, and they need to end up at the same place at the same time. So what winds up happening is when they're glued together, they're having an argument, and the bigger muscle is always going to win. So that lat is pulling, and it's dragging that teres down, not up, because it won't allow that teres to fire and go really fast. So number one, it's not moving at the same rate, so that already causes a problem with that internal rotation or that pull, or that external rotation rather, or that pull. The other thing it's doing is since it's glued down to a really giant strong muscle, it loses the ability to even do what it's supposed to do. And that being said, it causes a lot of havoc in the shoulder, and you can't wind up getting your shoulder into this position because it's so glued down to that lat. Like I said, the lat is this big meaty tissue, so it's just going to win every time. So what I'm going to show you how to do is show you how to peel that off and strip that away from that lat, separate those two muscles so they can slide past each other. Like Jesse said in one video we did together, it's like steaks. You have these steaks that are stuck together. They're just not going to move, so you have to allow them to move the way they're supposed to so we can recover that overhead position. And I promise you this, you do this stuff, you get that overhead position locked in the way it's supposed to, all your lifts get better. Never mind the fact that as we get older, we can reach up and do things. I've had people come into my practice, and this is as far as they can get their shoulder. They go, oh yeah, this is normal. That's 45 or 50 years old. That's not normal. You should be able to get your arms up overhead. Remember, a functional joint and a normal joint is not just a normal range of motion. It's being able to do a normal range of motion under load. So when we can do this, you know, we have a nice narrow grip for our thrusters. We have a nice solid wide grip for our snatches. Our cleans are nice and good. We can get those elbows up really high. All those things are normal. Just watch kids. So I'm going to show you two things we're going to do. Number one, if you can see, and I'm going to move this just a little bit because I'm missing my magical third arm. So there we go. So we can see I got a bar, and we've got a 30-pound ball. We're going to take a band. This is awesome. So I actually figured this out by jamming my arm underneath my couch and holding it into a position. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the band just below the elbows. Okay, we already know what to do with this one when we're doing the hang, but this one's even better. So this is going to open up and help to peel apart those tissues, and then I'm going to show you what to do with the lacrosse ball. This is going to be your fulcrum. Use a wall ball. I prefer the wall ball over the PVC because it has a little bit of forgiveness, but it's a broader contact, and it allows the spine to drape out, open up the way it's supposed to this way, but it also allows you to fall open this way. So it allows those shoulder blades to open up over this instead of where the PVC pipe or the foam roller is going to keep you really, really rigid. So all you're going to do, and I want you to bend one knee. So if you can see my knee, You're gonna keep one knee bent and the other leg's gonna be straight out. This is gonna give you some support and it's gonna allow you control over what you're doing. So you're just gonna come down like this. You're gonna open up your hands. You're gonna go as wide as you can on the bar. And the bar is only there to hold you in position. 45 is good, don't go any lighter because you're gonna wind up lifting the bar. And then you're just gonna hang out like this. So if you look, I'm letting the bar do all the work and I'm just gonna camp out like this. I promise you, you will feel this in the shoulder in all the spots that you didn't think you had. This leg is bent just to give you that support and so you don't hyperextend your back, your low back. And you're just gonna hang out here for 1.5 to 2 minutes. By the way, that's the best sound ever, is awesome wads going on in the background. The way to start a morning. So you just hang out here. You can go ahead and extend and contract and extend and contract. The further back you pin your shoulders, the more you push your head through, the more range of motion you're recovering in that shoulder. Once you're done, let your arms come together. The really important part is when you're out like that, you're locking out your elbows. And just hang out there. 1.5, 2 minutes. Heck, you can go longer if you want. Move this out of the way. Next one is this. This is where we're actually gonna separate that teres and that lat. We're just gonna peel that tissue apart. We're gonna just basically rip it right off the bone, separate that fascia. Nicole's laughing because it just sounds so atrocious, and it is. It's abysmal, but it works really well. You're gonna take the ball, let me get a little closer in here so you can see. You're gonna take that ball, and it's gonna be high in here, and you're gonna be working back and forth to pull those tissues apart. One thing you're gonna be doing though is you're gonna be taking your arm through full ranges of motion when you do it. So you're gonna get on it, on your side, like this. Oh, like that's terrible at 5:30 in the morning. That is one stuck piece of steak. And if you see my hand here, put some support here. Give yourself support like this so you don't, I'm 185 pounds, so you don't jam all your weight on that tiny little muscle, because unless you're ready for it, it's gonna hurt. And then you're just gonna take your arm, you're gonna go through full ranges of motion. Oh, God. All the way up to the top, and then roll forward and roll backwards. Roll forwards and roll backwards on that, and come all the way down. Work your way all the way up into the back of that deltoid, the back of that shoulder. Come all the way up there, because all that tissue has these fibrous connections in between all that stuff. Let it slide the way it's supposed to, but it takes a little grinding to do that. So you know what I always say, get your smash on. And just go back and forth, work your way up and down through that lat until you've recovered all that range of motion. But the cool thing is, once you've done all that, this is awesome, check this out. You can get into a huge overhead position, nice and stable, without throwing your thoracic spine into this hyperextension, your lumbar into hyperextension. All you're doing is throwing your hands up overhead in a nice stable position. Hey, teres minor, latissimus dorsi, basically the muscles of the back. Open up that shoulder, get that overhead position the way it's supposed to. Trev, SmashweRx, 5:30 a.m. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.